Here's a sample problem to help you get through these factored, distributed, and simplified tables. We've been working a lot in class on going from factored form to simplified form, but working backwards might be a little more difficult for you. So let's check this out. As we talked about in class, a factor is something that divides evenly with nothing left over, no remainder, into something else. Okay, so working backward from simplified form means we need to find something here. We need to find a factor or a number that divides evenly into both 5x and 15. In this case, the answer is 5. I'm going to take this over to factored form because that's our factor. And then we just ask, well, what does 5 multiply by to get 5x? And that's the first thing that goes in parentheses, the x. And what do you multiply 5 by to get 15? The answer is 3. So we have now factored 5x plus 15. We've pulled out the 5 as the factor, and each thing that is multiplied by to end up in simplified form, that's what goes inside the parentheses. Okay, once we have factored form, distributed form is easy because we just show the distribution. In other words, 5 is being multiplied by x, and 5 is being multiplied by 3. And then if we actually do that math, 5 times x is 5x, 5 times 3 is 15. We end up right back where we started at simplified form. So working backwards really is pretty easy. All you need to be able to do is find a factor out of the simplified form. Take that to factored form and then work your way across to show the steps and what is happening. Okay, so this is working backwards. Let's do this one. You got to ask yourself, what is a factor of both 6x and 12? 6 is a factor of both. There are other factors though too, aren't there? I'll make a little side note over here. There's more than one way to do this problem, right? 6 is a factor of both of these numbers. So is 3, right? 3 can be multiplied evenly into 6, and it can be multiplied evenly into 12. Since I don't have a lot of room here, I'm just going to choose 6. Hopefully you chose either 6 or 3. Next question you need to ask is, what do I multiply 6 by to get x? Well, the answer is simply x. 6 times x equals 6x. And there's that word and, which stands for the plus sign. 6 times something equals 12. The answer is 2. So that's how we go from simplified to factored form. And then distributed form, as we saw in our first example, you just simply show what math is happening here. I'm distributing the 6, so the x gets it, and the 2 gets it. You can check your work by doing this math, and you should end up right back at simplified form. 6 times x equals 6x. 6 times 2 equals 12. So you can see that even though distributed form and simplified form look different, they still have the same terms. Remember, circle the terms. So terms are separated by addition or subtraction signs. There's 2 terms right there. There are the same 2 terms right there. You can see how these have just been simplified, or the math has been done as far as we can. I'll show you one more example, and then we'll go down the rest, all right? I want a factor of both 9c and 27. Well, the number 3 goes into both of these, right? 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 9 is 27, and there's another factor, 9. 9 goes evenly into 9c 1 time, and it goes evenly into 27 3 times. I'm going to choose 9 because that's a bigger number. I think that's easier to work with. So if I pull the factor 9 out of this, I ask, what do I multiply 9 by to get c? Well, the answer is c. What do I multiply 9 by to get 27? 9 goes in there 3 times. Now for distributed form, I show the math. I show the distribution, so 9 times C, and 9 times 3. It rhymes. So easier to learn when it rhymes. That shows distributed form, and then once again, check your work by doing the math or making those multiplications that are happening here, and we end up back where we started. That means you got it right. Okay? That's that. There are 3 examples for you of how to work backwards from simplified form to writing it correctly in both factored and distributed form. I hope that helps. Bye.